In this episode, we speak to a man whose journey is bigger than rugby.
Yeah, growing up was a little tough. You don't know where the next meal is gonna come from or what's gonna happen tomorrow.
His journey is a testament to perseverance and never giving up. From not knowing when his next meal was, to playing for the Stormers and now just signed a 2-year deal to the Blue Bulls.
So for me, it was like almost like I'm gonna prove everybody wrong in terms of what I do and how I do it. So yeah, this might a little bit short, but you've seen the story. A lot of people have seen it.
The man whose journey inspired all, Dylan Maart. Welcome to Off the Pitch.
What's up, my brother?
Now I'm good and you?
I'm good, thank you, man. I'm excited to hear your story, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to tell it to you, bro.
So yeah, tell us about the start. Tell us where you came from. I want to hear all of it, man. It's, I've seen on other chats it's quite inspiring. The story you told, and yeah, I'd love to hear it myself, man.
Yeah, where can I start? So long ago, but yeah, I grew up in a small town in Western Cape called Wellington. Um, yeah, growing up was a little tough. Exactly, tough meaning like um, you don't know where the next meal is gonna come from or what's gonna happen tomorrow. So it was a little tough. Yeah, I was raised by my mom. We were four kids, raised alone by my mom. And yeah, as you can see, raising four children on your own must be tough on any person. Um, but at least the values and the morals she told us and she taught us while growing up, that was something inspiring for me. And I always told myself like I want to make a difference wherever I go in life. See, so yeah, that's why for me it's like that's why I didn't actually play sports after high school. Because there wasn't enough money for me to go and play sports. So that's why I like left rugby after under 13, going to high school. Was like, no, I can't play rugby because I can't afford to go and play on Saturdays. For instance, to go and play a match on Saturdays because there wasn't money for a school bus or to go and play. So yeah, started focusing on my studies, schoolwork and everything. Cause for me it was like I was actually the only child that in our family that has a matric after my sister now recently. So I was the only one. So I was the first one actually to get matric. So that was for me inspiring. Cause everybody has a lot of things to say exactly. He's not gonna make it. No, look at that person, look where he's coming from and stuff. So for me, it was like almost like I'm gonna prove everybody wrong in terms of what I do and how I do it. So, so yeah, this might a little bit short, but yeah, like you said, you've seen the story. A lot of people have seen it. Like for instance, I had to start working at the early age. Um, before I even said, I was before primary school. I actually worked. I was selling fruit and fish. Yeah, that's right. Just to get like a small income just to help where I could. Um, and as I grew older now, especially when I needed to go to high school, there wasn't like money for me to pay a taxi to go to high school because I lived in Wellington. So my high school that I went to was in Paul. So it's like 20 kilometers. So it's difficult to obviously walk to school. So I met this guy. He was driving us. So for me, it was like, okay, maybe I can see how I can help this guy so he can help me at the end of the day. So it's a win-win situation. And, and
Yeah,
then my mom didn't have to pay like the taxi for me to go to school. So that was one problem solved. So I asked this guy, like, can't I work for you? And he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I can work here at the door, open the door. Like we call it a sliding door operator. It's like a taxi guard. See? And he
okay.
was like, okay, no, but that will actually work. And he was like, no, what do you want in return? I was like, I don't have to pay taxi. So I just go to school with you. But I work in the afternoon, I work with you. He was like, okay, sharp, we can win. So that's how my high school um, career went. So that was actually something. So it was a lot of stress off my mom. And for me, it was like, okay, at least I can go to school and finish all my school and everything, understand? So that was something very inspiring for me and something like I learned a lot about it. Like how I grew up, it was like for me, like my mindset was always like, I have to find a way for me to get things done in life. So it's actually a nice thing to have. Uh,
And growing up, at such a young age, you were like you say working at trying to keep your family basically alive. worrying about the next meal and stuff. How important is it to have that like mindset of, maturity and, not to give up? Because like you say, you're not knowing when the next meal is. It must be tough on your mindset as well as like not giving up.
Yeah, I think just the way my mom actually raised us, and the type of person she was actually, that um that it actually had an influence on me. Cause I know and I saw how she actually tried her best for us at that stage. And how she would always like say there wasn't something. She will always say like God will make a way. And the next moment she will walk out of the house. 15 minutes later she'll come back and she has a bread with her. So then it was like, yo, but actually a mindset is strong and a belief is strong. So I actually took that initiative to like tell myself like if she can do it, I can also do it, man. I won't give up. And growing up, it's tough, it's difficult, especially in the area where I grew up. It's like there's a lot of gangsterism, drug abuse, teenage pregnancies and stuff. So that also plays a role in how you develop yourself as a person. Because it's easy for you to now fall into the trap of no, it's fine. There's nothing left for me. So I can go and use drugs. I can go and join a gang. Understand? So for me, it was like she always told me like God has a purpose and God has a plan for you in your life. So don't worry about that. Just focus on the next morning when you wake up. Just tell God, thank you for waking me up. So as long as God wakes you up, she always told me like, then He has a plan for you. So don't just go and waste your talents. Maybe now it looks like nothing's gonna come, but just remember, stay humble, go and do your thing. The end of the day, someone will notice you. The end of the day, and that's for me like my biggest lesson in life. Like there's a saying that I have a quote I actually created for myself. It's like it goes like, "Never let the circumstances determine where you're going in life." So my circumstances was always like I can't always go back to it and say like people must now feel sorry for me because I grew up poor, I grew up poor. No, for me it was like I'm gonna change that. I'm a person that I can change that. Understand? So God, with God on my side and with my mom's support and everything, like look how my career grew, and it just like flew, sparked, or something just strike, and now look where I am, and I'm truly grateful for the way she raised me, and yeah, for the way God kept me, and always for the belief that she put in me, and through God now it's just like I'm living my dream. So it's nice for me to actually see something happening.
Oh man, I respect your story, and as man to man, I just want to say, like, man, you've done well for yourself, and I'm inspired by your story, man, and yeah. But you're saying you had to give up sport in for high school just to earn money. How important was it, like, you know, actually putting that aside? Because I know sometimes when you're young and stuff, it's like, I just want to go play with my mates and stuff. It's not like as easy as just dropping something and going there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Um, I actually still had the opportunity to play cricket, actually, because that's what I loved most. I loved cricket. So
Oh, really?
the rugby thing was more after school. So after school was done, I had to go home. So then afterwards, I have to go and work on the taxi so that I can actually must now pay the debt for me going to school. And say I got home like at six in the evening. The good thing I have to tell you is while I'm at school, I try to finish my homework when I have extra time in school, everything, so I don't have to go and do homework at home. So then in the evenings, so we always had like we call it in South African is like touches, touch rugby, like touches. So we
Yeah.
used to play. I used to play with the bigger guys in the road in the evening. We used to play touches under the street lights and everything, and that actually just kept the dream going. Never thought like I want to be a professional rugby player. Always wanted to actually become a lawyer. Um, weird, but then that always kept the dream alive. But I enjoyed cricket because cricket was in the summer. So in the summer times was actually nice and it was easier because say I had to go and practice cricket. It was easy because I could get a lift because it was still summer and everything. So I can get a lift because a lot of people knew me. So it was easy, but the rugby was difficult because it's a winter season. It gets dark earlier. Practice starts at 4, and there wasn't a way for me to go and to go home after practice. So that's why I just felt like, nah, I can't play rugby. So I have to give up that dream. So I didn't play rugby, and actually just started after school. That they call in Afrikaans, die gog had my weer gebyt. So it means like that. How can you say it now? Like just something happened and said like, you can give it a go again, man. So now it's actually you at home. And there's club rugby just there where I live. There's actually a field just across where I live. So there was a club teams there. So I joined that club and I was like, okay, you can play now for fun. And I started working actually after school, straight after school, started working. So I was like, okay, let me not give it a shot there at the club rugby level.
When playing club rugby, when did you like realize that this could be something serious?
Um, so I actually started working straight after school because this is actually a funny story also. I don't know if you heard it. Like, so it was, I didn't go and study after school. Got my trick and I had like a gap year, as they call it. So then afterwards, I think it's 2014 side, yeah. So me and my friend, we were sitting there and one of the guys actually, he was a neighbor of ours. So we worked at the factory and he came this one time and he was like this morning, it was deep in winter. I can remember it was late June. So it was raining, storming outside. So we were sitting there inside there by my friend's house and we were drinking coffee. And this guy came and he was like, we actually have a job for my friend. And my friend was like, okay, but how much do they pay? And the guy said, I don't know, but I think it's around about 1.8. And he was like, a week. And the guy was like, no, I think a month. And then my friend was like, nah, what does the job require you to do? Then he was like, I think you need to sort out garbage and everything. And he was like, for 1.8 a month. I was like, no. So I was sitting there, I was like, Dylan, maybe you can take the job. 1.8 is, yo, it's nothing, but you actually sitting at home, earning nothing. That 1.8 could actually help at home. So I was like, I told the guy, okay, if he's not gonna take the job, you can ask that guy, the owner there, the manager. I'm willing to come if he wants someone. So we went back, and the same day he came back and he's like, okay, that guy said you can come. So he was, and then I started working there, and actually worked there for 9 years. Um, After a month, I got permanent. So I went from 1.8 to 6 a month. So then I was like, okay, sharp, this is gonna work now. This can make my life better at home. It can change my circumstances a little bit and everything. And so after that, things just like I started. Then I went to play club rugby. And then I was like, okay, I have a steady income now. So club rugby was just for my enjoyment. I didn't actually know what position I'm gonna play because I was playing this week lock. The next week I was a flyer. Week after that center. I never played wing. I only started playing wing at club rugby level. I think after, I think it was a few years after. Then the one coach told me, Reggie Manuel, he was like, "Don't you want to try wing?" Because I started actually out as a fullback, but I couldn't kick. So he was like, "Maybe you don't want to try wing." So I'm like, "Okay, sure." Then I actually started gaining pace and stuff because I was fast at a primary school. But the high school now, but afterwards I actually started gaining pace and stuff. So it was like try wing, and that's why I actually started playing wing. So my first season at club rugby level, I actually got invited to go and train with the Boland under 19 squad, and I was like, nah, this is not for me. I have a job now. I have a steady income. It's sharp. I'm not gonna go. So the coach came to our coach there, the club rugby, and he was like, tell this guy he must come and practice. And the coach was like, Dylan, you must go and practice. I was like, nah, coach. I'm going to. It's fine. I'm going. Never. I never pitched up. So they left me. And then I think under 21, then they came again. They were like, no, but this guy needs to come and practice. Because then I was now tuning up the club rugby level. People were starting to talk about me. Yes, this guy is something. And then eventually I started joining the under 21 Boland team. Went for trials, made the trials, got selected into the squad, made my debut. think I scored a lot of tries there. And yeah, so then after that, I played Boland Sevens the year after that. I was selected for the Boland Sevens team. Played that. And then after that, I was like, nah, it's fine. I'm just gonna play club rugby. So, cause I enjoyed it, man. There was more enjoyment, like I said. And like I said, also said previously, I have a steady income. So it's fine for me. And things at home is a little bit better because there's an income every month. We can start planning and stuff. There's no more that thing of like, you're gonna have to worry what's gonna be the next meal tomorrow morning because there's now something, you understand? So that was for me like the main thing. So then I think 2019, yeah, I played for Hillcrest United still that time. So that year, I walked away with all the awards in the awards evening. I got like backline player of the year, sportsman of the year, players player of the year, most points, most tries, everything. And then the Boland Cavaliers came to me and they were like, they want me to join an elite program. So it's like an elite squad. It's not the senior squad, but it's like an elite program where you can develop your skills and see if you have the what it takes to go to the next level. And so I joined there. In 2020, I actually signed my first semi-professional contract with the Boland Cavaliers. But then COVID hit, so that was done. So now rugby's like there's no rugby anymore. It's COVID. And I was like, okay, forget about that dream anymore. I'm still working, so that's fine. Then 2021, um, under coach Stanley Roberheimer, um, no, Randall Madiba, sorry, the coach was Randall Madiba. So we actually said like the Cavaliers is coming out this year again, gonna play first division and everything. So there was trials again. So I played trials, made it to the got a contract. So I actually now earned like a little bit of money by Boland, a little bit of money by my work. So now it's balancing. It's now nice. So I was like, okay, I have two incomes now, so it's nice. In the same year, when I actually started my first season, semi-professional rugby playing for Boland, I actually got Player of the Year, Currie Cup First Division Player of the Year. So after that, I was like, okay, but I could actually make something out of this. And 2022, I broke my wrist, my left wrist. So then my dream was now like, I wanted to go. Now it was like, nah, it's fine. So I didn't play the whole season. Um, and then I was like, nah, it's fine. I'm gonna quit the rugby and stuff. But actually, once you have it, you can't leave it just like that. Because I felt like I still have unfinished business stuff, man. Understand? So eventually, 2023, under the coaching of Coach Franzel September, um, he said like, we have a plan this season, and he called me and he was like, I want you to come and play for the Cavaliers again. I was like, okay, coach. So started playing again 2023. We won the first division with Boland after 11 years. And then in the same year, 2023, in January. So I came into work and I don't know what happened, but I had this thing of something just clicked inside of me and said to myself, like, Dylan, don't you think you want to maybe take rugby like seriously? So now I'm already at the later stage of my career, rugby career, if you can say it like that. And then I was like, yo, no man. I have a steady job, steady income. Why would I now throw all of this away to go and play rugby? Then actually my boss, he was Hannes Swanepoel, he also told me like, you must know rugby is not that long and anything can happen, and then if you don't make it, then where you gonna get the income again, you know your circumstances and everything. And that evening I went and I went home and I didn't speak to anyone. So we just went on my knees and I was like praying and just asking God for guidance because I feel like I can actually do something, man, and I can make a difference. And then all of a sudden, this thing of me playing international rugby just came here across my face. So I just saw something. And the same day, someone called me actually from my mom's church and they told me like, they saw me they had a vision of me, having white clothing on with a rugby ball. And I was like, what's white clothing? And that was the same time the Springboks had a white jersey with white. Do you remember the Springboks had a white jersey?
Oh, mad.
And she was like, "Oh, I never knew what a dream meant, but I actually saw now the Springboks is the white jersey, so that's why I saw you." And I was like looking, and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And that actually made sense to me in terms of what my next decision would be. And then I wrote my resignation letter and gave it to my boss. And I told him like, "No, man, I need to give this a chance. If I fail, I fail, but at least I can live with myself." I said I gave myself the opportunity to actually go and do something. Then,
100%.
yeah. So after that, it was just like I went to the Springbok Sevens. Got the contract offer there in end of 2023. That was the same time. Poland also offered me a contract again. And so playing for the Springbok Sevens was always a world dream of mine. Like that's what I actually wanted all of my time when I played rugby. Because I played club sevens also, so I was actually good because I had a lot of pace, so scored a lot of tries, and everybody knew me on that seven circuit. Because everybody told me like you can play for the Blitzboks. So I started realizing that opportunity, and like okay, I can do what I can do it, and then I got that offer. So now I've got this Boland offer and this Springbok Sevens offer, which is my dream. So it was a one no-brainer for me what I have to do. So just as I wanted to sign the Springbok Sevens contract, I got a phone call from Peter Berg. He's now my coach here at Griquas. And he was like, "Dylan, I have opportunity for you at Griquas, if you want to join. And this is what I can offer you and everything." And I was like, "No, man, why would you want me to go to the Northern Cape? Because there's nothing to do in the Northern Cape. It's dry. Yo, seriously, you wouldn't enjoy it here." It's like, no. But something just happened. And I told my mom, like, "Yo, I don't know why this actually feels the right thing for me to do. Like, pushing my dream aside, playing for the Springboks, Sevens, and going to Griquas. Because I always believe, like, God always has a purpose in your life. And sometimes He wants to see if you're satisfied with the small before He can give you actually the big." And that's when I told myself, like, okay, I just feel like signing by Griquas is the right move for me. So I signed by Griquas end of 2023, went to Kimberley. So then things started going down for me after joining Griquas. My mom passed away in 2024, early 2024. And she was literally my pillar of strength, my rock, my everything, understand? So I started losing myself a bit and it didn't get game time here. And I played one game where I actually can remember like it was yesterday, where I t- sure I made a lot of errors. And then after the season, I only played 3 games out of the 10 games. So the coach called me and he was like, "Yo, your season could have been so different." And I actually told him like my season went exactly as it should be. And the Currie Cup started. So the first 3 games of the Currie Cup in 2024, I didn't play. So I was actually getting a little bit of negative in my mind and fighting myself and like, why am I actually here? God, what is my purpose here at Griquas? Why did you send me here? But now you're taking me through this dark patch in my life, man. Why I actually could have just been by the Sevens or signed by Boland. Then I'm closer to home and everything. And then I can remember the fourth game we were playing against the Pumas in Nelspruit. And then the coach came in the Monday and he was like, "I'm going to give you opportunity this weekend. And it's what you do with it." And I actually told him with a lot of confidence, standing there, and I told him like, "It's fine, coach, I'm ready for it. I'm ready." Yo. And then after that, things just happened. Got man of the match my first game, man of the match my second game, man of the match my third game, and yes, we can go on. I actually played 7 games for the season, and I got player of the year by Griquas. So that was like,
Madness.
yo, yo, God. And then that's how I actually started moving closer to God in terms of, um, He's shown me a lot of stuff, man. And he took me from being down in the gutters straight up. And I know his plans is for me. And yo, it's just something amazing. That's why I can't stop thanking him. And yeah, just telling people out there, like, seriously, you can be no one now, but if you trust in God, He can elevate you in your life in no ways possible. Not even in ways you can imagine. So yeah, and that was 2024. 2025, we started. Everything was nice. Played every game and just tick every box every week. And I was like, okay, but I felt the taste of Currie Cup now. Now I want something new, something more. So 2025 came in. It was like, the coach told us like, you know what, guys, if we won this Currie Cup this year, it's gonna be life changing for a lot of you guys and for all of us sitting here in this room. Yo, it just did that. After we won the Currie Cup, I got the phone call from Stormers manager and my coach also here by Griquas told me like the Stormers said you must come and join them for a 2 week trial. Um, and I was like, okay, sharp. So I went to the trial. Actually, practice well. It was Coach Dobson told me after the 2 weeks, he told me like they are going on tour now, but he definitely wants me to come back when they come back from tour. And so I went back to Griquas after the 2 weeks, joining the Stormers, and it was a nice experience for me actually. I enjoyed it a lot. Because now you imagine you're sitting here in a cloakroom with the guys you play with by Griquas, but now you actually see go in a cloakroom where you see guys that's plays for the Springboks. The name sitting in that
I
cloakroom. So
know.
you really understand. I was like, oh, okay, don't let it get to your head. Just go in there, be calm, everything. So I came in, I was like, oh, and that, before I actually said something, they were like, yes, Dylan, hoe gaan het? I'm like, huh? So they know me. I'm like, okay, this is nice. This is nice. And yeah, so they went on tour, came back. I was doing preseason here by Griquas again. Then my coach called me in and he was like, Stoma said you must go on, you must um come on Monday. They're waiting for you. I was like, seriously? I'm like, okay. So I went down again. They had a 3 week break, practice with them. And then I told myself, you'll never get this opportunity again. So it's what you do with it now. So I practice every day as if it was my last practice. Just put in the hard yards, the extras and everything. And so amazed when they announced the touring squad. Said, you're in the touring squad. Starting your first game actually against Munster, top of the lot. Yo, David, that was crazy, bro. I was like, really? I really had to punch myself with a needle, man. Like, is this real? And the rest is like, yo, it's nice. It's the best feeling ever.
But
So now I can at least say I have um 8 Stormers caps, and I'm very happy for that. I think I did my part. I think I actually did very well for myself there, and yeah, I would have actually liked to stay there. But at the end of the day, like you said, like I said earlier, like God has a way of working things out for you. Sometimes where you think you need to be, that's not always where God sees you, and that's not always where God wants you to be. So yeah, excited.
yeah,
I signed by the Bulls now for 2 years. After my season here with the Griquas. So yeah, I'm excited. Exciting times for me ahead, bro.
I'm a Bulls fan myself, so I'm happy to see you there, bro. Excited to see what you do.
Yeah, no, don't worry. We'll probably go and have a beer there one day. Don't worry.
Yeah, we must definitely, bro. When you're this side again, we'll meet up and have a beer or something.
Yeah, most definitely.
But now speak to me about the Stormers environment. I mean, like you say, you're going from the Griquas to the Stormers where there's just Springboks everywhere you look. How is it like learning of those guys? I mean, it must be crazy.
Yeah, at first you actually have to embrace the moment because it's literally like this is not the same environment that we're used to. This is now the big stage. Okay, it's not Springbok level, but it's the big stage. And then I was like, okay, walking in, yes, Ivan was. Looking that side, there's Salman Murad. Looking there, yes, Damien Willemse, yes, Sasa, yes, Warwick Khalan. Now I'm like, okay, okay, this is serious now. So now it's like, you have to change your behaviors and everything. But for me, it's like, yeah, by Griquas and everywhere. It's actually, yeah, by Griquas, it was, even from my Boland days, going to the sevens, going to Griquas, it was always like the professionalism was always at a level. You can't just go and do what you want to do. And that actually prepared me for going to the Stormers. Because here by Griquas was very strict on what you have to do, what your eating habits and everything is. what your gym program is. They see that you do it, and going to the storm was actually easy for me. It was a different environment with different types of players, with world-class players, but the bigger picture and all of the all-around things was actually the same because I was actually stuff that I was known to do. But the environment, speaking to the coaches, the technologies they have there, advanced stuff and everything, it was like, okay, this is nice. You have your own, even I never had my own profile. Like there by Storm, you have your own profile where you can actually go and watch your stuff. So that was actually cool.
At the Stormers team, who's the one player, when you watch them in training, you are like, look, this looks good.
Yeah, there's actually a few. There's actually a few. I would actually now, I'm not gonna sound biased, but it will always be a backline player. See,
Yeah,
so for
okay.
me, like I always watch Warikalan play and the way he did stuff and also does it. Like he's just something he can just do something out of nothing. So that's always someone I looked up to. And then also like a guy like even like Sasha. Everybody told me like, yo, you just need to play one game with Sasha, you'll see, you'll score tries. And actually my first game, he assisted me twice. So playing with him. So that was actually also something good. So I enjoyed it a lot.
I know, man, but going from Stormers now to Bulls, like you say, God has the plan for you, and obviously with time everything plans out. So I'm excited to see what you do at the Bulls, man. But like you say, you've played with Springboks at the Stormers. Who are you most excited to play with at the Blue Bulls?
I just hope when I get there, still the Ambrose, bro. That guy's cooking. Yeah, I know. No, Ambrose, definitely. Without a doubt,
Yeah,
Ambrose.
he's putting in big performances, isn't he?
Yeah, most definitely. Just the way he plays the game. For me, it's like I know I just have to be somewhere close. I just have to be somewhere close. Then I'll definitely be there. So yeah, most definitely.
Uh,
Ambrose.
okay, but now moving away from rugby, um, what do you do on your off days? Like, what's your perfect off day?
Actually, my off day is actually tomorrow, but my perfect off day I would describe is basic. Probably wake up a little bit later. Um, go to the gym. Close by here, so it's an active here. I'll go to the gym. Maybe just do a few cycling. Do a lot of stretches and stuff. Maybe go and sit in the sauna. Grab a smoothie, grab a bite there by the gym as well. Yeah, and then just come home, come in, relax. Yeah, and just be myself. I'm actually not a big gamer. So I don't play games. I'll watch a lot of sports sometimes, but that's a perfect off day for me. So I have to say that. So
Oh man, good. And obviously, with your story that you've just explained now, it's quite inspiring. But like, have you ever felt like you're a role model to someone with something, with a similar scenario that you've had?
yeah, there's a lot of examples and guys. Especially I don't know if you saw the podcast of Behind the Rock where I was previously with. There was a lot of people actually telling me like you're inspiring us and the way you do things and the way where you come from and where you are now. It's like a stepping stone for them also to want to know that there's something big for them as well. And sending me, there's a lot of young guys, actually kids and stuff, sending me messages on Instagram, on Messenger, telling me like, um, what do I do? How did I change my mindset from where I come from to where I am now? What's the obstacle standing in their way? How can they become like me and stuff? And that's something that every time when I get that message, I'm like, I can't reply to everyone, and they must actually understand because it's very difficult. Trust me, but I wish I could. That's why when people invite me to come and speak and tell my story, I don't hesitate to do it. Because for me, it's like I think the world needs to know it. And I actually told a lot of people, like, I feel like I have a testimony. I don't have a story. I have a testimony to tell. So I can't keep it to myself. I can't keep to myself what God did for me and is still doing for me. So I have to get it out there so that people can start believing and see, like, if you put God first in your life, all things are possible, and He can make it possible if you just believe and put your faith and your trust totally in Him.
100%, man. I'm a firm believer on that. I mean, your results are speaking loudly for itself. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's move to the fun part now. I've just got a few games here. Just a few questions with throughout your rugby career. Um, who's the most underrated player you've ever played with?
Is that now basically in all, is we speaking now about Stormers, specifically a team, or ever?
Just ever, like your whole rugby career. Who's the most underrated player?
Yeah, that's actually a difficult question, come to think of it. Actually, at
Few
club
good
rugby
players
level, I
that
had
you've played
someone.
with. Eh?
Yeah, I've played with a lot of people. Too much. Um, yeah, I would actually say, yeah, by Griquas. There was one guy, Xavier Swardboy, was a scrummy. I think actually he had a lot of potential, and yeah, he's someone I'll definitely say because he had everything. A scrummy had have to have, he has everything, but now he's not here anymore, playing by SWD. But I would say he was underrated player here by Griquas for me.
Okay, and your hardest hitter?
I don't get it. Oh, but
That's a quality answer.
I don't get it. No, I know it. I know where to run and I know how to attack the space. But
Okay, that's
yo,
good.
I think it was a club rugby level. Someone actually broke my rib in a game. I don't know that
Oh, for
guy, but he
real?
broke my rib. Yeah, he broke my rib.
Yeah.
I was lights out.
The fastest player you've ever played with?
Yo, yeah, currently Griquas was Cameron Hofke. That's quick,
Let's.
bro. I'm talking about quick. No, he's the quickest in our team by far.
Yeah.
Now he can
What's
go.
100 meter?
I think at school level he ran 10 point something, 10.5, 10.6.
Yeah. Bro. I'm probably double that, bro.
No, most definitely. I'll probably
Your
say I'm
fun.
here, but I'm also here. Maybe I'm also say I'll give it a good 10.8, 10.9. Think I'll be there.
Ah, that's quick, man. That's flippin' quick.
Still go at this age.
Uh, your funniest teammate?
Funniest teammate. Yo,
Yeah.
there's a lot. But yeah, I'm just gonna mention Griquas guys now. It's fine. I'll take them because I'm currently playing
Yeah.
here.
Cool. Yeah,
Funniest
no.
year for me. Yeah, most definitely. Two guys. Tian Lange also played by the Bulls, and Bobby Alexander scrum here by us now. Most definitely, by far.
Okay, now moving on. We have Winner Stays On, Wing Edition. We'll start with Cheslin Colby versus Curtly Aronson.
Shoo! Yo, that's how can we start there, bro? That's not fair. Kurt is my homeboy. Kurt is my homeboy. But sorry, Kurt, I have to give it to Cheslin.
Cheslin versus Makazole Mapimpi.
Cheslin Colby.
Cheslin Colby versus Kanan Moody.
Cheslin Colby.
And Cheslin Colby versus Brian Abena.
Brian Abena. Brian Abena. No, no.
Iconic, isn't he?
Yeah, he was actually my childhood hero. I looked up to him a lot.
Is he the one that inspired you?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, now I want you to bold me your perfect player. We'll start with your kicking.
Andre Pollard.
Speed.
Brian Abena.
Footwork.
Cheslin Colby.
Rugby IQ.
Will Jordan.
Tackling.
Oh, tackling. Can it be a forward as well?
Yeah, anyone, bro.
Tackling. Oh, there's a lot of Peter Steve the Toy.
Leadership
Sia. Sia Kulisi.
and passing.
Williams.
Yes, that's a flipping good player, that one. Yes.
Yeah, great one.
Okay, and then last game I have here is just some quick fire questions. I'm just gonna quick fire these little questions here for you, and then you just we'll start off with your dream stadium.
There's one stadium I actually want to play on. Actually, two.
Yeah.
The one is Twickenham, and the other one is Murrayfield.
Quality choice is that, eh? That's I like it. Your favorite pre-game song?
Sia. Unstoppable.
Solid. Your toughest opponent?
I think Murley. Murley, what's that guy of Harlequins? He was so far the toughest guy I played against. Is it Murley?
Oh, Caden Murley, yeah.
Yeah, the 11 of Harlequins.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that guy's good. Now he's proper.
One word to describe your journey.
Inspiring.
Your GOAT rugby player.
Ben Smith.
Moment in your career you'll never forget.
Making my debut for the Stormers and scoring on my debut as well.
And then who's your streets won't forget player?
Sorry?
Who's your streets won't forget player?
Streak.
Street. Like who's an icon that doesn't get mentioned enough?
For me personally, I think, um, yeah, actually a hard one. But I would say Grant Williams.
You like scrum offs, eh? I've noticed that you're liking the Ambrose Papiers, the Grant Williams, eh?
I like the guys that can move, bro. I like those guys. They can move, bro. It's like, especially, I don't know, you saw it like, it's like when, especially like Ambrose has his own way of doing things. But Grant, did you see when he gets like a line break? It's just like the way he runs is like everything just seems perfect.
Yeah, no, that guy's blitz, bro. That guy is rapid.
Yeah, it's like that's the guys you just need to be close to them to score.
Yeah, exactly, man. If you're fast enough, keep up with them, you'll score easily, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but this is the last part of the little episode now. And it's probably one of my favorites because it's just gonna be, you chatting to me about inspiring any young kid that's, possibly gone through the same issue that or same scenario that you've gone through in your career and your journey. So I just want you to say some little piece of motivation for that young kid trying to be the professional rugby player.
Yeah, like I actually said earlier, like you know where you are now in life, and you don't know where you're going to be. But if you put your trust in God and your faith in God, and no matter where you are now, God can uplift you. He can take you from the gutters. He can um raise the stakes for you, and He can take you into places you never imagined you can go to. And never let your circumstances determine where you're going in life. Um, yeah, put God first in everything you do, and you will reap the rewards of all of that.
Perfect, man. Listen, it's been an honor to have you on here, man. I'm inspired by your story and your journey. Yeah, just keep working hard, brother. And I'm excited to see what you do at the Blue Bulla, bro.
Thanks, man, brother. It was nice having being with you, Brian, and having a convo with you. It's nice. Have to do it again sometime,
Of course.
especially
Yeah,
when I have my
man.
bulls.
Yeah. You're gonna have to send me one, bro. I'll put it up here in my studio.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. We'll definitely do that. We can chat about it again. Don't worry. I'll keep your number.
Of course, my brother.
You can sort it out like that. So, my brother,
But thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it, bro.
no worries, my brother. Thanks. Have a nice evening.
Cheers, bro. Good luck on your future, yeah?
Thanks, my brother. Appreciate it.